Hello, everyone, and welcome into your daily card reading for Monday, September 25th. And we'll be taking a look at what all energies and messages that God, the divine, spirit, the universe have for you. So before we jump into our readings by grouping, we'll go ahead and take some cards for the general collective and to see what the energy is. And as a reminder, in the description box below, you can click on the links to go to your specific section for your signs. So we got a jumper card, the Nine of Wands. So let's see what else is coming out as well. Nine of Swords in reverse. So come up like that. Nine of Swords in reverse. And one more. The King of Swords in reverse. So with our King of Swords in reverse, this is kind of like a little bit of this like cold, weak energy. And then with our Nine of Swords in reverse, this is a little bit of like, you know, you're seeking help and you're trying to recover. And then the Nine of Wands in the upright is this persistence and like resilience, like you're making a stand. So if you've been in this energy, this kind of cold, and I would say a little bit of like a weak type of energy, you know, maybe just feeling like things are just not working out, so it's kind of turns you a little bit bitter to the world around you, to the divine, to spirit. It looks like things are turning around because you are making a stand. You are persisting through it. And then with your Nine of Swords in reverse, that there is this like hope, this seeking help, and you're recovering from it. So it looks like things are turning around. So you may have been in a little bit of a tough spot, but it looks like things are turning around and you're getting kind of back on track. But let's see what messages are coming through for the individual sign groupings and how this applies to you. So for today, we will start with our air signs, and that is going to be our Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And let's see what comes up for you. The Chariot. So this is that fast-moving energy. So you're going to be seeing results. Things are moving in a good direction for you, and it's happening quickly. So if you have been feeling that kind of like cold, almost like harsh type of feeling or attitude, this whole idea of things are turning around and you're resilient, and you're making a stand, and there's a recovery. The recovery is going to be happening quickly. So you've got your Chariot energy there. And your message from Gaia is evolution. So this says earth changes, climate change, transformation. So with this evolution, part of it in terms of the changes that are happening and that recovery and that hope and that like moving on type or making a stand type of energy of this is what I want. This is what I'm doing. There is kind of an evolution because something had to change to put you in that position. So the whole thing of the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. Something is changing. All right, so let's take a look and see what light worker card comes up for our air signs. And we got a jumper card, the crumbling. What are you clinging to? Oh, and another jumper card. Share your voice. Come out of the cave. Persecution and expression. So those were our jumper cards. So this whole thing, the crumbling, what are you clinging to? So with this whole evolution card and this transformation, some of what is looking to change for you, like this whole making a stand and, you know, like recovering and getting that hope, is because you have been clinging to something, but you're letting go of it. And this is what that evolution is about. It's about letting go of what beliefs, what things are no longer serving you. And this share your voice, come out of the cave, persecution, expression, that's about, you know, you have valuable information to be able to share. You have valuable experiences and a different take on life. And that's really meaningful and helpful to somebody or some people out there. So it's that whole idea of, you know, share your love and your light with the world. All right, let's take a look at our romance oracle card and see what is coming up for our air signs. Getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. And this could be related to this crumbling, depending on what your experiences and relationships have been. If it's one of those things where you kind of tend to hold back and you don't really want to be vulnerable with somebody, that could be part of what's crumbling. That could be part of that evolution, because these are kind of going together color hue wise. But in terms of really being able to have that deep bond, that deep connection that you want, there is a sense of vulnerability there in terms of just showing that person who you really are and not being afraid of what that looks like. So that's some of that North Node moving into Aries and standing in your authentic self. All right, that was air signs. Now we are on to our fire signs. So that will be our Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Let's see what messages are coming through for you. The Tower. So with you, if you've kind of been in this energy of like this kind of cold or bitter, detached type of energy, it could be that you've been seeing this coming, and you know that something needs to change and you kind of don't really want to face it. But this Tower is coming, and the idea with it is to clear out what's no longer serving you. So a lot of times different lessons may come up for you, and the universe will show you different things, like in terms of what lessons you need to be learning. If you continue to not learn them and not do what it is that Spirit is guiding you to do, and you continue to not put yourself back on your path, those lessons get louder until eventually they become a tower. And the universe is like, all right, boom, we're pushing that off the edge so that way you can rebuild happier, healthier, more true to yourself. Your Gaia card is eternal love, happiness, harmony, fulfillment. And so this tower will bring in this eternal love, this happiness, this fulfillment for you. So as you see a tower popping up for you, make sure that you're not fighting it. Because if you're fighting tooth and nail to try to keep this tower up, I'm envisioning, pushing against something like the Leaning Tower of Pisa, like, no, stay upright. The longer you fight it, the more dramatic and chaotic it's going to be when it finally does come down. If the universe is bringing in a tower for you, it's bringing it in for you on purpose. All right, leap. You go first. The universe will catch you. So this card, as you're starting fresh with like these new beginnings and making a stand, let's kind of go together, those eternal love, making a stand, and take that leap of faith. Go ahead and jump and go towards what your soul is calling you to go towards. All right, let's take a look at your romance oracle card. Let's see what comes up there. Chemistry. There's a strong magnetic attraction here. So as you're thinking about this eternal love, if there's somebody already in mind, somebody special in your life, there is that chemistry. There is that connection there. And so the divine is pushing you to take that leap, go in that direction. The tower is going to fall behind you, but go in that direction, take that leap, believe in love and in that connection. And that's going to be, like your recovery, your hope. That's going to be pushing you in that direction of that new or that other eternal love type of situation. So let's take a look at our earth signs. That's going to be our Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Let's see what we've got going on for you. The Magician. So this is all about transformation and transforming lead into gold. If there's a situation that's weighing heavily on you and it feels like it's some crummy situation, you're being called to see what is the message, what is the silver lining, why is this crummy situation going on, what is it trying to clear out of your life to make room for something better to come along. Flame Tree, the start of something new. So You're transforming some heavy energy because something new is going to happen. Something new is going to start. And in order to do that, you have to be in a more cleared out, energetic place. So if you've got all this heavy, negative energy, you don't want to bring that forward into something new. So this flame tree will kind of spark up, once you're able to transform some of this negative, heavy energy. The initiation, rite of passage, crossing the threshold. So it could be that there's something really scary that you've been hesitant to do, and you're kind of thinking, oh, I don't know, am I ready to do this? Do I want to do this? Things are, once you cross that threshold, things will never be the same, but that isn't necessarily a bad thing. Crossing that threshold kind of gives you that strength of, yes, I can do that. And with this Nine of Wands, you're making a stand, you're resilient and being persistent. So keep pushing through. And yeah, this is that rite of passage, and you have to go through it. And on the other side, like when you look at this card, on the other side, so it's dark and gloom and doomy on the, the side that you're on. On the other side, look at all that beauty and, vibrant colors. So on the other side, it's going to be the start of something new, and it's going to be something beautiful and wonderful, but you have to get through the dark part first. You have to, use that magician energy, transform this darkness into something, more beautiful, and walk towards it. So your romance card, romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. So maybe there's a new love situation coming in, and, up until now, and maybe that's part of that rite of passage, is taking that leap of faith and saying, you know what, I want to see what's happening. Maybe you've been jaded, and that's that negative feeling that you need to walk through. And some of that almost gives that impression of, maybe you're currently in a relationship and it's needing to end because there's this new something, the start of something new, and you just don't want to cross that threshold of breaking up or divorcing or whatever the case may be. And, you have that feeling of, my life will never be the same. Like, once I go through that, my life will never be the same. But if there's a new situation here, those feelings are worth exploring, but you have to go through that rite of passage. You have to go through that initiation, cross that threshold. All right, let's take a look at our water signs and see what we have for you. The Devil. So this is whatever that energy is that's pulling you off of your life path, that's pulling you away from your mission, away from your happiness, whether that's addictions like drugs, gambling, sex, alcohol, eating, shopping. Sometimes that devil energy can be extreme pessimism, and that, oh, life is just so terrible. Nothing's ever going to get better. I'm not good enough. I'm not this enough. So it can be thought patterns too that are that devil energy. So be mindful of that today, water signs. Remembrance, resurfacing of past feelings and emotions. So it seems like there could be an issue today where you get triggered by some, memory, or somebody from your past crosses your path today, and it kind of stirs up some of that devil energy. Let's see what that card is. Mintakan, longing for home, belonging, the original light workers. So this was your jumper card. So it could be that whatever this remembrance is that comes up today is really triggering some of that devil energy, and it puts you in that space of longing for home. The card that I pulled for you out of light workers was boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? And maybe it's a matter of, you were in a relationship or in a situation, maybe a relationship with family members where you felt like things changed, and now you're kind of on the outside looking in. And some of that with the boundaries, maybe you didn't establish very clear boundaries, so you got pushed too far and there was a blow up. but you have that kind of sense of longing for the past. Then true love. This is the romance of a lifetime. So, however this resonates with you, you know, keeping in mind that maybe you need to set some better boundaries. Maybe you're just remembering a time in your relationship when things were happier, but you've gotten kind of pulled off track because you don't have as strong boundaries as you need, and you're longing for that feeling that you used to have within the relationship, and how do you get back to that? So some of this is that that persistence, that resilience type of energy. Always a good idea if you're struggling with that to work on grounding and meditation and finding that stillness and finding that quiet. So I hope today's message has been helpful for you. And as always, take only what resonates and leave the rest behind. So this week is going to be a very active week in terms of a lot of new videos posting. So make sure you hit that subscribe and notification bell if you want to be alerted as to when the new videos are coming out. Otherwise, I wish you peace and joy along your journey. Until next time, bye-bye.